recently I was over on Calvin's channel and we were talking about a few of the Navy Federal products, and we were talking about the Navy Federal internal score. And I was saying how important I think that it is to build a relationship with Navy Federal. Well, y'all, what about the other day I had went to check the mail and I had got 2 letters in the mail from Navy Federal, and one of them, it felt like it had a card in it. So what about they had ended up sending me the Navy Federal Cash Rewards Plus card, and they sent me a letter. And so in this video, I really want to talk about, you don't want to make this mistake with not building a relationship with Navy Federal. And so I want to talk more about building a relationship with Navy Federal so that we can increase our internal score. Let's get into it. So back in, I want to say July or August, I had got an email from Navy Federal stating that with my cash rewards card, I was going to be getting 2% cash back. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I'll take it. And so probably a few months later, they had released the Navy Federal Cash Rewards Plus card. And I want to say a shout out to Sledge, because he was talking about it on his channel too. And I was like, Sledge, like, okay, so I have the Navy Federal Cash Rewards card, and I was approved for, I want to say $14,000. And since I had got the 2%, I'm just like, my card still said that it was the Navy Federal Cash Rewards card. And so I had went and checked, in the portal and everything, and it said that I still had the Navy Federal Cash Reward card, but I was getting 2%. So I was just like, okay. And so now, fast forward, I get the Navy Federal Cash Rewards Plus card in the mail. So I'm pretty excited about it, even though I already had been getting the 2%. But I was taking a look at the letter that Navy Federal sent me, and I think that this is very important. So Navy Federal was saying, well, congratulations for one, but because of my high standings with Navy Federal, my cash rewards card had now been upgraded to the cash rewards plus card. And I thought that that was very important, because to me, it still goes back to building a relationship with Navy Federal. Because y'all remember it, I was saying this on Calvin's channel. So when I first joined Navy Federal, I had a checking account and a savings account, and I wasn't doing no direct deposit. I wasn't even depositing any money. I had the $5 in my savings account, and that was it. And so I was like, I'm going to get the Navy Federal flagship, the highest credit card that they have. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to get approved for $25,000. But I didn't, because really at that point, I was not building a relationship. So that's where it goes back to, I think that it's very important for us to build a relationship with Navy Federal. So fast forward now, I have 3 credit cards with Navy Federal. I had an auto loan with Navy Federal, and y'all, I had got 2.19% interest on that auto loan, and I had a 681 credit score. So it's just like building a relationship can help you with your auto loans and things like that. And so with them sending me this letter stating that because of my good standings, I was like automatically approved for the Navy Federal Cash Rewards Plus. And Navy Federal has had other special offers. Like, remember for the Navy Federal flagship, now this was a few years ago when they had, you can get 5 times the points on the Navy Federal flagship. And so I feel like by us making sure that we're building a relationship with Navy Federal, but then also making sure that we are having a good overall credit profile, I think that's how we can make sure that we're getting approved for credit cards and getting approved for high credit limits. So I want to go over a few things in regards to making sure that we can build a good relationship with Navy Federal. So when we're taking a look at our Navy Federal score, we know that it is only internally with Navy Federal. But the thing is, it's going to evaluate our overall relationship with Navy Federal, not just our FICO score. And that's where I was missing when I had first started. I'm just like, okay, well, I got this high credit limit, I'm going to just automatically get approved for a high score, but that's not the case. So they're going to take into consideration your history with Navy Federal. So how long have you been a member? Like what kind of different accounts do you have? Checking account, savings account, loans, and things like that. And overall, are we having a good payment history with our products that we have with Navy Federal? Also, are we doing direct deposits and things like that? And I think that the number one is utilization, because really we want our credit utilization to be low, because it's just like overall, why would they want to approve us for more credit if it seems like we are a high risk with our credit utilization? So that's why it's very important to take a look at our credit utilization. So why the Navy Federal internal score matters is because Navy Federal may approve or deny you based on your internal score, even if our external credit score is good. And that's where I fail, because I'm just like, well, I was getting approved for all these other credit cards, and I was, getting approved for overall higher limits. And so when I had first joined Navy Federal, and then I had applied for the Navy Federal flagship, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get approved for 25K. And then they only approved me for $6,700. And I'm just like, dang, I can't even believe this, right? And it also states that it can determine your credit card limit, your loan approval, and your interest rates. And then lastly, it allows them to make a more accurate member-focused decision rather than solely relying on our credit score. Some of the tips on how we can improve our Navy Federal internal score is: one, overall, we just want to make sure we're keeping a good standing on our accounts. No missed payments, no overdrafts, and if you can, do direct deposits or maintaining, constantly depositing money into the accounts. That would be great, because like I'm saying, when I first joined Navy Federal, I only had the $5 in Navy Federal. And then I want to apply for a credit card. I wasn't doing no direct deposit or anything. So it's just like, how dare I think that I was going to get approved for 25K? And then next, we want to make sure that we are building a history, really just building a history. So having multiple Navy Federal products, credit cards, loans, and savings. Also, we want to make sure that we are paying our accounts on time, and we want to make sure that we don't have a lot of inquiries on our accounts. I think that it's very important that we are building a relationship with Navy Federal, but then also that we are maintaining our credit overall, because we want to make sure that our profile is looking good, our payment history, our credit utilization. And then I think that the credit utilization is the most important: our length of credit, our credit inquiries, and then our credit mix. Ultimately, I think that it's just very important for us to manage our credit in a responsible way anyway, no matter if it's with a credit union or a bank. Because, if you like me, when I'm applying for credit cards, I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to get approved, but then also that I can get higher limits. You'll have to let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? I hope that this video was helpful. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and turn your notification bell on so you'll be notified when new content drops. I thank you so much for watching. Until next time. My 2025 digital budget planner, I posted it on my Etsy shop. You can go into the description and click on the link